Alright, we should be back up and running now. Sorry for that random interruption. But yeah, not too much has happened ever since we had that connection error. So now, if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. It's currently Bat Mato who's on provisional pole position, followed by Tutorilla and David. Those Tutorilla and David have a pretty small gap in their best lap times. Then we got Rigo, Alan Liam, the Walkers, Chris, Evil Chris, Striker, and Marcus. Marcus is gonna try again to set a flying lap, and so far it's looking pretty good.
He spun on his lap earlier, therefore there will be a big improvement, and he does improve to P1 at the moment. 117.5 puts him in provisional pole.
Yeah.
Next one up is Toxic Standard. Usually expects more sense to fuel up a bit and do several laps after another to get even faster and faster with those wet tires, as Toxic Planet goes P5, just about 400th of a second in front of Rigo.
I saw the grid move a little bit. I just don't know who improved their lap time, but
I think Alan Liam improved, and now David improves the pole, and I think Bat Mato will take it away from him if he gets the last sector correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, because the forward tire doesn't really degrade, the more fuel you lose, the better the tire will get. So now we see Bat Mato getting provisional pole, 5,000ths of a second in front of Bat Mato, and the top three separated by 100th of a second. So pretty close together so far.
You know, I wonder what would happen if we see somebody who takes pole position, provisional pole position, by 1,000th of a second. I mean, I remember we saw that with two Red Bull drivers, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez in Australia. It happened twice, if I recall, and I was absolutely about to lose my mind when I saw that happen.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think in qualifying in Monaco was the case that I think twice, Sainz and Leclerc had in Q1 and Q2 the exact same time as Sergio Perez. Separated by nothing.
And David sets the fastest lap time so far with a 117.3, so a few tenths ahead of Bat Mato.
As Evil Chris spun out of the center S into the wall, but I think he missed out on getting any wing damage, so the car should be fine.
Yeah, that's a good thing. If you spin, but you don't damage your car, you should be totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. As Kiko goes P5, separates the two Alfa Romeo cars. And spins out, but doesn't crash into the wall. So, everything good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about this track, but like, we've seen a lot of crazy moments happen when it rains. One example that comes right off the top of my head was back in 2008 with the championship fight between Lewis Hamilton and Felipe Massa. When Glock started losing speed, it was because of the rain and sorry. What is it? Hamilton was able to get P5, which helped him win the championship.
Yeah, he was in P7. Vettel was just in front of him, actually in P6. And because of the rain, actually, those two and other drivers were pitting for intermediate, or I think wet tires. I think at that time it was only that wet tire, as that Mato goes on provisional pole. And Timo Glock, I think, still went on those slick tires because he thought that he can get through to the end of the race. And it was in the last corner, in that last lap, when the rain was really, really hard. And I think we see a crash between Striker and Rigo, I think, or Yuji.
Well, Striker did crash. Striker did crash.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, I mean, Hamilton was pretty lucky to get still P5, because he overtook Timo Glock because of the rain. But it was a pretty dramatic race all the time because it was changing every lap the weather. They had rain and they didn't have rain, and it stopped raining again, and then they still had rain. I mean, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, in a Formula One race, when there's like a lot of like, especially just clouds in general, the weather can get unpredictable. I mean, we've seen in this division with Austria where we saw clouds, yeah, and I didn't think it was gonna rain. No, we didn't think it was gonna rain, but at the last few laps, it did rain. So, yeah, weather can be unpredictable. And Stretotise, I think he hit the wall or spun. Doesn't look like he has any wing damage, so he should be good to go. And if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. We are currently 6 minutes and 40 seconds left of qualifying here in Brazil, and it's a wet weather track. All the drivers have full wet tires, and hopefully it doesn't turn out this the rain doesn't come out this heavy when the race happens.
Actually, I think it actually got less rain than in the beginning. Maybe we see some drivers on the intermediate tire later on, if it gets lighter, the rain. But it doesn't seem that hard anymore, from the onboard camera, at least.
But yeah, I guess it all comes down to like how people see it, because like if like I'm just right now the camera is on the pit lane, and it looked like it was raining a lot. But like if we see an onboard camera, it might not be. Yeah, it might not look like there's so much rain going down.
Yeah. So let's see who's on a fast lap at the moment. We have
Zaymor. No, Zaymor's lap time was invalidated. We've got Tutorilla and the Walkers, who are on fast laps as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the Walkers had a really bad second sector, so it probably won't improve. Tutorilla's improving. 1.5 temps through the first sector, which at the moment it would be enough for P5. So, and the last time I commentated, I think 3 races ago, Tutorilla had a really, really strong race. I think that was in Imola, when he was on those hard tires. Not sure whether you can remember. And he actually had a really good race on the one stop.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, definitely had a really good race. Finished in points.
And now he's gonna go into the last sector, into the last corner, before he goes to that straight. And since it's raining outside, there will not be DRS. And Tutorilla, I think he stays in P5?
Yeah, P5. Really good improvement. Just behind Evil Chris.
Who is on the intermediate tires.
Ah, I knew it. That maybe one driver is gonna risk it. Maybe it works. If it works, it's gonna be pole position.
Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward factor right here. We have 4 minutes left of qualifying. Can Evil Chris, on those intermediate compound tires, be able to set a blistering lap time?
Yeah, I think if yes, then right at the end of the session. Maybe he saw the delta between the wet tire and the intermediate tire changing, and maybe he thought like, okay, if it changed that much now, maybe in 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 laps, it's gonna be even better. So let's see whether it works out for him. He's letting Tutorilla pass into the last corner.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I did a league race on this track when it was like sunny, and yeah, I just know that I'm trying my best to set a hot lap, but despite the fact, I would still let a driver pass if they're setting their flying lap.
Yeah, always important.
Yeah, it's always the polite thing to do.
Yeah. So that's. I'm just gonna look at Evo Chris, but it seems like it is very slippery. So let's look at the first sector. He's about 4 times behind on his fastest lap. So yeah, it probably is still a bit too red then. But you can actually already see a dry line forming a bit, or at least the racing line forming.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
You could also
You
kind of
look
tell
over.
with the tire markings on some parts of the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean,
if
next
you
to the
lock up, you might give away a probably an obvious line to race in, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, but if you look next to the racing line, it is really wet. In the puddles, so you shouldn't get next to the racing line. But you will have one more lap.
One more lap to improve. Here comes Evil Chris, starting his final flying lap.
Yeah. So the first driver will be Kiko? Yeah, Kiko. Oh no, Kiko actually invalidated. So let's look.
Unfortunately, Evil Chris will invalidate has his time invalidated as well.
Oh,
Maybe
so the
if he
first
has
driver.
enough time, he could try one final flying lap. But we'll see what happens. Riding on board with him right now.
Yeah, David up into P2, just behind Bad Meadow. The Walker up into P5. Then we have Marcus, who doesn't improve, but he has one more lap to go. 23 seconds remaining. Then it's Toxic Planet, not improving. 10 seconds remaining in this session. Catcher Silver improves to, oh no, stays P13. Then we have Bad Mallow, who doesn't improve, but he's the final driver with actually Catcher Silver, who gets another lap time in.
So Evil Chris is gonna try one more lap to improve his position right now.
Yeah.
We'll ride on board with him, making sure that he doesn't get to try. Oh, he crashes.
Oh.
That
and
looked
Liam up into, yeah.
That looked nasty.
It's definitely a nasty place to crash. Exit the center as. David retires in a bit. Then we have Marcus. Oh, Marcus is validated, so he won't be able to fight for pole. Next up is Stretch Atiste. He improves to P13.
P13, yeah.
Catcher Silver, and then I think it's Bad Meadow. Catcher Silver up into P12, and Bad Meadow pitting. Tutuwula, maybe can Tutuwula get pole position? No, he invalidated.
Oh,
that would
no.
have been that would have been 3,000 away from pole position.
Yeah, that would have been a good enough lap to help him get into pole position, but he stays in P4 on the grid.
Yeah. Oh, and Liam is improving.
Let's see what he can do.
Damer up into P8, and Alan Liam maybe P3. He gets into
Nope,
P4.
he gets to P4. Just a tenth behind Marcus.
And that's the end of qualifying.
Yeah. And the people that did not set a lap time at all were Yuji and Brian B. They'll be starting in P15 and P16. And I think we're going to have an interesting race on our hands. So, on your screen right now, you are seeing the grid, and yeah, Striker, with that 5 place grid penalty, will start in P13.
As you know, P16 because
Oh.
he qualified
Oh.
P14. So
Oh, yeah.
he will be the one starting last, of course. But I guess starting P13 or starting P16 isn't that big of a difference because now at least you start at the back of the grid and are not right in the middle of it.
And it's currently sunny here for the race, which,
Yeah, beautiful,
beautiful.
beautiful sunshine.
Yeah.
But maybe at the end we see some clouds rising from the far and maybe even some rain for the last race. I mean, we had a pretty chaotic season in Division 8, so I guess some rain at the end to mix it all up would be characterizing for this division.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that in Austria. That was like, I guess, in the middle of the season. But
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
happens here, then that's going to be probably one of the most chaotic ways to finish a division, or yeah, finish this division for season 4.
absolutely. I mean, we already have some drivers switching to the medium tire as their start tire, which of course is an option. I mean, either you start on soft tires or medium tires, there's not that big of a difference. But we see, I think, the majority of drivers starting on a medium. I get definitely top 5. I've already seen on a medium tire. Yes,
There's
top
your
5 on the
predicted pit
medium.
stop strategies on the screen. Soft, hard is going to be the 1-stop, and then we got soft, soft, medium for the 2-stop strategy. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely. We have 3 drivers only on the medium tire, on the soft tire, pardon. Which is Riga on P10, Evo Chris, and the Walkers in P6 and P7.
Yep. Everybody else will be on the medium compound tires. So either we're going to be a 1-stop or a 2-stop strategy. So yeah.
Yeah, there isn't much between the 1 or 2 stops, so I mean, I guess the 1 stop is slightly faster. Medium soft, soft medium. It is slightly faster, I guess, than the 2 stop, but it's always depending on traffic. So if you have a lot of traffic, the 1 stop is better. If you don't have a lot of traffic, the 2 stop is better. Maybe you have a safety car. Then of course, most drivers will prefer the 2 stop strategy.
Yeah. The safety car is always going to be something that's going to change how the race ends. We've seen that we've seen so many examples throughout the entire F1 season, last F1 season, and also on this division. With, I think in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix last week, there's been chaos regarding the safety car.
Yeah, I mean that's a track which requires a lot of safety car phases, so I guess that's not a surprise really.
And if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. We just finished the formation lap of this race. It is the final race of Division 8, Season 4, race number 14 in Brazil. And the 5 lights are about to go on. And we are racing for the final race of this season. Badmado and David get a really good start. Badmado stays ahead as Marcus is chasing them down. Then we got Tutarula, Alan Lee, and Evil Chris, the Walkers, and Kiko and Zamor are having a little battle of their own for P8 and P9. Evil Chris gets past the Walkers, and what a wild start it has been for this race.
Yeah, Tutarula got past his teammate. And now up into turn 4, Alan Liam gets into P4. Fighting against his teammate for the position and stays in P4 as the Walkers gets again past Evil Chris defending his position in P6.
Evil Chris went a little wide on that turn, and you saw the predicted pit stop strategy on your screen for a brief moment. It was the same as it showed about a minute ago.
As the Walker spun out in a battle with Evil Chris, the Walker just lost the rear end of his car, crashing into the wall. losing his front wing.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pivot for a new front wing after that.
Ooh, and then Liam spun. And then Liam spun and his teammate nearly spun as well.
Wow, that's a lot of spinning.
Yeah.
And it's just the first lap. Bad Metal currently sets the fastest lap. It's a 1:14.9.
Marcus trying to outbrake David into turn 1, gets past David into turn 2, and now is in front, hopefully for him until turn 4, and yes, he will be in front until turn 4.
So your top 8 is currently Bad Metal, Marcus, David, Evil Chris, Kiko, Tutorula, Zaymor, and Rigo, and then we got Toxic Planet and Brian B. For that is going to be your top 10. And yeah, then we got Counter Silva, Striker, Yuji, Structure Tiste, Alan Liam, and the Walkers. Both Alan Liam and the Walkers spun, unfortunately. Tutorula gets a 3-second time penalty. And yeah.
Yeah, the winner of the start is Brian B. from P15 up into P10. And Striker already again up into P12 after his 5 place skip penalty after qualifying. Kiko also P5 already after starting P9, and of course for Marcus it was really important to get past David already up into P2.
And currently the fastest lap is set by Evil Chris with a 1:10.146, and DRS has been enabled, so now we'll see a DRS train happening.
Yeah.
Is Marcus going to try to get past Mato? No, he cannot. He cannot do it yet. And Marcus and David are following Bad Mato. They're just having a battle for P1 right now.
Yeah, I guess Evil Chris needs to speed up a little to get close to the 3 drivers in front of him, because he's still on the fastest softer tire.
Yeah.
So I guess he should be a little bit faster, and he actually already closes the gap to David. It was 1.4 at the beginning of the lap, now it's 0.8, 1.0.
Yeah, and Evil Chris and Rigo being the only ones with the soft compound tires. I think the Walkers also had soft compound tires, but since that pit stop, he switched to the medium compound tires.
And Specialist spun in the long left-hand corner down the hill. Oh, and he spun again. Hot tires.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a spin, your tires are not gonna be happy with you.
No, they ain't gonna like it.
Yeah, I know the struggle, because it's happened to me so many times. Ever since like I started playing this game with a wheel, I would always get confused with how stuff works, and now I have like slightly more knowledge, but I still tend to punch the accelerator too quickly, and yeah, I just almost lose control. So now Marcus and David, Evil Chris, are struggling to get catch up to Bat Mato. Bat Mato's starting to hit the apex speed, and he's building the gap bigger. Keeping the gap bigger ahead of Marcus. Marcus has DRS, but he's not going to be able to get past Bat Mato. David also had DRS. Rigo sets the fastest lap time with a 1:09.9.
And gets past to the ruler by setting the lap time up to P6. Also on the soft tires, as you already mentioned, as YMB spun after a great start, spun in turn 1. Maybe there was some contact, I don't know. But he definitely lost many positions as Striker now up into the points. And actually, as you mentioned, a bit of course, a little bit boring race, because drivers are putting themselves in the DRS, not fighting too much, so they won't lose any time. We see the top 6 drivers, top 7 drivers in the DRS window of each other, with Bat Mato being the leading car.
It could get stressful for Bat Mato.
Absolutely, because he's the one not able to defend. He has no ERS available, we know how good Marcus has been this season with protecting his ERS management. So he's definitely in danger of losing. Ooh, a little mistake by Batman at the exit of turn 1. But I actually don't think that Marcus really wants to get past. Now David wants to get past Marcus.
Is he gonna get past? They go wheel to wheel, and oh, there was a bit of contact there, but David went wheel to wheel with Batmano, and now David passes both Marcus and Batmano. Batmano, he's gonna be fighting back for that first place.
Yeah, and that was really unfortunate because actually Batmano was defending on the inside, therefore Marcus couldn't get anywhere because on the right hand side of his car was always David, and because David had a better racing line to turn 4 and 5, he got past Batmano easily. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy driving. David saw a gap and he just absolutely sent it. He managed to get ahead of not only Marcus but Batmano as well, which is really good. Now Batmano will have DRS, and is he gonna try to fight back?
Yeah. Oh no.
They almost touched wheels. And then after Batmano, it's the two Ferraris of Marcus and Evil Chris, and then we got Kiko, who's caught up to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a long DRS train right here.
It's definitely interesting to see when these guys are going to stop, because I guess the soft tire for Evil Chris and Rigo is going to last around lap 12, even lap 13, until they're able to maybe stop for the first and only time to go into a medium set of tires. And of course for the medium starters will be the other way around, going to lap 21, lap 20, lap 22, so they can get a set of soft tires to go into the end of the race.
Yeah. Yeah, Evil Chris on the soft compound tires, and with Rigo on the soft compound tires as well. Yeah, if they are going for the one-side strategy and they go for mediums, they'll have to make sure that the tires last long enough for the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long Evil Chris, for example, can follow the guys ahead, there's no need to actually pit, as I think Sturgis spun again. Oh no, Yuji spun in last corner. Because he's still able to follow them in the DRS window, he's not losing any time. So I guess he can extend his stint, as Batman got a 3-second time penalty, which of course hinders him on getting a better position in the end of the race.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. We are on lap 8.5 out of 36. It is the Brazilian Grand Prix, and the field currently looks on your screen right now. You're seeing the current field. We got David, who's in first place. He managed to get past both Marcus and Batmano. Then we got Evil Chris, Kiko, Rigo, Tuturula, Zaymor, Toxic Planet, and Catrosova. That's your top 10 on the race so far.
Now Batmano is going to pass David into turn 1. There's going to be contact between the two drivers. Hard wheel to reaction, and David is at the moment defending his position, and now the two Ferraris are in striking distance.
Here comes Batmano. He's gonna go down the inside, and he manages to get past David. And then there's Marcus and Evil Chris. They're having a battle as well.
That was contact.
Oh man. And I think Kiko got involved as well. Kiko got past, but Marcus takes third place from Kiko again. But yeah, I think he may have gotten involved in the contact, because we saw what was it, Marcus and David, who had a bit of contact there, and yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they had contact, and because Evil Chris was on the outside of both of them, he got pushed out wide because David was pushed out wide because Marcus didn't have any space to go, and Kiko just said thank you very much, I go on the inside. But then of course there wasn't any space anymore.
Yeah, and then Marcus got past Kiko again, and now there's another DRS train yet again, as Chris gets past Rigo, and then Rigo gets past Chris again. Rigo and Chris having a little battle of their own for P5. Here
Oh,
comes
really,
David
really close.
going down the outside, and he does not get past Bad Meadow.
Oh, and now on the inside, they make contact again.
Almost did the old switcheroo, but there was contact,
Yeah.
which
Well, I mean,
unfortunately denied David of getting past Bad Meadow.
yeah, turn 4 is always a bit difficult with a switchback, because there's not enough space to do that, but a good idea. On the outside it's always difficult to make a move.
We're on lap 10 and a half out of 36, and soon enough, UG is going to get lapped by these drivers. There will be blue flags eventually.
As Evo Chris got again past Rigo, pretty spectacular, into a hairpin corner.
And behind Rigo is Tuturula.
And now Rigo wants to get past again of Evo Chris. And at the front we see, oh, again contact between David and Bad Meadow. And none of these have DRS. Oh no, Bad Meadow has DRS. And Marcus gets past both of them. Ooh, does he get past David? No, he doesn't.
He did get past Bad Meadow, but he does not get past David. Yuji gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Stretcher Tuesday goes into the pits for soft tires.
Yeah. Oh, really, really close racing here. Oh, and it got a contact between Rigo and Evo Quiz.
They are side by side. They go wheel to wheel. There's contact again. And
yeah.
Rigo has to back off.
Wow. I actually really thought that they're just going to drive behind each other until the first pit stop, but I was so wrong. They're having great fights around the track.
Yeah, we're having interesting fights here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. What an interesting way for a season finale as Rigo goes into the pits.
Yeah, a bit early, I guess. Maybe he has something damage.
Not entirely sure.
No, he hasn't. He goes for a set of medium tires. That will be the one stop. Oh, I mean, I expected that to happen, but yeah.
So now Rigo is out of that battle for the top 5. Bad Meadow is still getting really close to Marcus as Katusova gets past Striker.
Yeah. And just in front of them is actually Seymour and Toxic Planet. So they're actually having a battle for a P7. A 4-way battle for P7.
Yeah, 4-way battle.
And at the front we will see any more pit stops. Evo Chris is going to continue on, as mentioned, because he's still in the DRS window, so he won't lose any time to drivers in front of him. And Yuji retires in the pits, so there won't be any safety cars or any other consequences from it.
And Seymour does get past Toxic Planet with the assistance of DRS.
Yeah. Oh, Toxic Planet stays right behind him.
Stretcher T6 has the fastest lap time with a 1:08.7. Pretty solid work. He's going to try to catch up to the field soon.
Yeah. As we see David again approaching pit entry. Of course, he's on the medium tire, he won't pit. As Chris continues on another lap, and with 22 laps to go, I guess around this time it would be perfect for him to stop.
Yeah. Evil Chris is really just trying to make the best use out of his tires, make the most out of them. Because they are the fastest, but they don't last the longest, they last the shortest.
Yeah, at the moment, Rigo isn't really gaining time on those fresh medium tires, So the longer Evo Chris can go actually into this race, the better it is.
Yeah, it seems like Evil Chris is going to be able to, well, yeah, when you mentioned Rigo not gaining much speed from the medium compound tires, it could mean that Evil Chris is going to, once he exits the pits, he'll still stay ahead of Rigo.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think you lose about 19 seconds in the pit. And at the moment, the gap is actually 19 seconds. A little bit less than 19, it's about 18.7. But, yeah. First Planet again gets past Seymour, Statue Silver gets past Seymour, so double overtake. And Striker is right behind them.
It's always interesting when there's like multiple battles going on, but it's like one battle's in the front and then we got a battle in the midfield as well. As I think Counter Silva tried to get past somebody. I think it was Toxic Planet.
Toxic Planet, yeah.
Unfortunately, he did not manage to get past. Maybe maybe at the that second DRS, that second DRS zone, it could allow him to get past Toxic Planet, but Toxic Planet creates a really big gap ahead of David.
Yeah, 8 temps already, so that should be enough for this DRS straight. And Striker wanted to get past, Seymour didn't, and now Marcus gets past David before turn 1, so gets into the lead of the race with 20 laps remaining. And now David is approaching turn 4. Will he be in P1? Can he get past Axel Marcus?
Yes, he does.
Can.
David does get past Marcus.
Yeah.
And Batmato is currently just sitting behind them right now. He's going to try to get past them eventually.
And I think now, because Evo Chris lost the DRS and lost the connection to Kiko, I think now he should stop for first set of medium tires. Since
yeah, probably
doesn't make any sense.
Won't be able to get the DRS.
He made a mistake. Yeah, he made a big mistake, locking up. And now Tuchula's right behind him.
And it looks like Evil Chris will go into the pits. Yeah. Yes, he will.
Yep. Perfect timing, I guess.
Yeah, those tires had a really long run as well. 15 laps old, and yeah.
Yeah.
Going for the medium compound tires. Now Stretcher Tuesday is the only one with soft compound tires. It was from an early pit stop, I think.
Yeah, he will pit. He will. That was his first pit stop. We go again with a 3-second time penalty. That's a second already. And he will be about 2 seconds ahead of. Yeah, 2 seconds ahead of Evo Chris. Because Evo Chris lost a lot of time in that last lap. Because of that mistake.
Yeah. So now, riding on board with Seymour for a 4-way battle for P6. And it seems like these drivers are eventually going to go into the pits soon. They are going to go for the one-stop strategy.
Yeah, I guess earliest lap 20, 16 laps. I mean, Evo Chris now has done, I think, 15, no, actually done 17 or 16 laps, so it should be fine. The tires should be fine to the end of the race.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's still that battle for P1 between David, Marcus, and Batmato. Kiko might be in this battle as well, eventually.
Yeah. Maybe he can go for an undercut. Hitting one lap earlier than the drivers in front of him. Selecting the soft tires, having the best tire on track to maybe undercut one or two of the drivers in front of him. that could help him.
Yeah, we've got 18 laps to go, or 17 laps to go in a little bit. And yeah, these drivers are gonna stay out.
And Marcus, is he gonna get past? No, not yet. Seymour might think about a move. No, he doesn't, because Striker is going into the pits already. Lap 19. Will he select the soft tire? Yes, he will.
Yep, goes
So
for the
pretty
soft
early pit
compound
stop.
tires, early pit stop, like you said.
I mean, I guess the soft tire can handle the distance. I don't think that should be that big a problem. As Toxic Planet fights. Oh! It fights against Catch the Silver, but Catch the Silver loses the car on the exit and crashes into the wall.
Oh
But
man.
no damage, as it seems like. So, oh, and it loses the car again.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Capsula has any damage. But yeah, it was unfortunate for
Yeah,
Silva.
really unfortunate. Striker is fighting against Sergio Batista, Red Bull against Alpine, and Striker with that much fresher tire really wants to get past the car ahead of him. And ooh, he nearly goes into the back of the Alpine in front of him. And now with DRS he should get past easily, as Evil Chris got a time penalty. Evil Chris actually got past Rigo. I didn't notice that, because Rigo now gets past Evil Chris again. And now for the switchback move, Evil Chris on the inside stays behind. And now David comes into the pits. As mentioned, lap 20 into 21. Goes for a set of soft tires, and now it's interesting to see whether he will come out ahead or behind Evo, Chris and Rigo. Because if he's ahead of them, he will definitely have an advantage, and I think he will be ahead of the two drivers. And it is a big advantage, because now he can use his soft tires for better use.
Yeah, and he'll be able to get past. He should be able to get past the other drivers that have 20 lap old tires. They haven't pitted yet. Also, sorry for not saying anything
No
earlier.
problem, no problem. I mean, I guess the drivers in front of him shouldn't be an issue, because they will pit in the next 2 laps. So,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah,
my prediction is that David is gonna push these tires until the end of the race. I mean, it could be a bit of a stretch because we're on lap 21 and Captain Silva, I think he retires in the pits.
And now we have drivers
Marcus,
pitting.
Bamato pitting, Kiko staying out, Tuturula also staying out.
Toxic Planet needs to stay out because his teammate is in the pits. Brian B, both Avataris stay out. Interestingly, Brian B and Alan Liam both spun in the beginning of the race, are now back in points paying positions. So great race from both of them.
Yeah.
Maddow. Maddow. No, Marcus. Marcus is way behind David. 2 seconds. He lost.
Yeah.
And that Maddow is behind Evo Chris and Rigo. And that's really unfortunate for him, because he's on a fresher soft tire.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. So.
David gets past Alan Liam. Ooh, and pushes him out. That was a bit over aggressive, I guess, from David.
Maybe.
No, Marcus. Will he make a move? No, he won't. Oh, David again on the inside tries to overtake Seymour.
And yes, he does. Tuturula gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And
that's just
Toxic
unfortunate.
Planet goes into the pits as well.
Yeah, and we see Alan Liam against Marcus. Marcus really, needs to get past, outbreaks himself, and misses the apex of the corner. And therefore stays behind Alan Liam for the moment, which of course harms his chances of getting a victory here, as David gets past Brian B, and that Maddow gets past Evil Chris.
So yeah, it's been a relatively interesting race here in Brazil. Stretch Tuesday sets the fastest lap time of a 1:08.3.
Yeah, he got fresh soft tires. And now we see Marcus, maybe on the inside. No, not on the inside of Alan Liam.
Is he gonna go around the outside? Is he gonna go down the inside? What's it gonna be?
It probably be an overtake with DRS. Simple as that. And look how much time Kiko lost. Kiko lost so much time going 3 laps longer than David. He was just behind them, and now he lost about 10 seconds.
So now we've got Kiko and Alan Liam into the pits. Kiko has pitted for soft tires, and it seems, yes, Alan Liam also pits for soft tires. So now Marcus is currently in P3. He's gonna get past Brian B either this lap or next lap.
Yeah. He will go down the inside now. Yes, he will go down the inside, and actually Brian B leaves enough space for him to survive. And now Bad Matters on the outside goes about the outside and gets into P3.
Now it's David that Marcus has to pass, 3 seconds ahead. So yeah, seems like Marcus is gonna catch up soon to David.
Yeah, he really needs to if he wants to stand a chance of winning. Evil Chris, as Brian B gets into the pits now, is in P4. We go P5, no P6 because Tuturula gets into P5. He's on a fresh soft tire, so Tuturula actually is aiming for a top 4 finish if he gets past Evil Chris, which would be really, really strong.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Kiko's
solid.
Just behind.
That'd be solid for Tuturula and Kiko behind Rigo and Tuturula.
Yeah, also Striker, really strong race. So after that penalty, starting P16 up into P8. So at the moment he will be driver of the day, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If Striker does keep up a good pace and he gets driver of the day.
Then of course we have the battle for the points. Toxic Planet, Seymour, Alan Liam, Brian B. And maybe if Sergio stays fast enough, maybe Sergio could aim for the final point.
Yeah, if he catches up, he could go for a points finish, a final points finish for this race, for this season. And Rigo will go into the pits kind of early.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for the 2-stop the whole race, and maybe that was the issue. As Tuturula got passed into P4, and now Evil Chris will lose another position to Kiko. As Marcus got a time penalty, which of course won't help him.
So, if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. This is the final race of Division 8, Season 4, and we have 9.5 laps to go. And it's been an interesting race we've seen so far. You can skip back if you miss any of the highlights. You can just skip back on the race, and then if you want to join back on live, you could just press the live button on the video player. And yeah, Currently, David is ahead in first place with no time penalties so far. And then we got Marcus and Batmato. Then Tutorilla, Kiko, Evil Chris, Striker, Toxic Planet, Zaymore, and Alan Liam. That's your top 10 for this race so far. As David
Evil
is...
Chris being... Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying David is increasing the gap between himself and Marcus.
Actually, I just want to say he isn't. Actually, he's losing quite a lot of time.
Oh boy.
The gap was 3 seconds. And I guess 2 laps later it's only 1.8. So Marcus, even though he has that time penalty, still tries to actually gain time, maybe forcing David into a mistake so that he gets 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean it's all a mental game right now.
Yeah, it's
And
for the final win of the season.
Yeah.
So
also, I just want to point out, if David wins this race as well, I mean, even though Marcus is already world champion, it's going to be interesting for David because, what is it? He has won the last 3 races so far. He won in China, he won in Mexico, and he won in Saudi Arabia.
that will be 4 race wins in a row.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. That would be awesome to see indeed.
Yeah, Zaymore got past Toxic Planet into P8, as Kiko got past Tutorula into P4, and now Toxic Planet and Tutorula get back their positions.
Yeah. Interesting battle over here. Interesting battles going on right now. We're on lap 28. Yeah. Soon it'll be lap 29.
And therefore 8 laps remaining. Evo Chris, the only driver on medium tires. All the others are on soft tires. Everyone will probably go into the end race, except maybe there's a safety car or Wayne incoming. But since the sky is still clear blue, I guess there's no Wayne this race.
I mean, I do see some clouds, but I'm hoping that it doesn't get it doesn't start raining throughout the end of the race, unless we're just repeating history.
Oh yeah. Kiko again got past Tutorula, now Tutorula got another time penalty, which means that Kiko should be safe in P4 with no time penalties to his name yet. As Zaymore again gets past Toxic Planet and should now have a big enough gap to actually stay in P8. Oh no, Toxic Planet on the inside gets past again, as Alan Liam now catched up.
Yeah, it's very interesting right now, and what is it? Yeah, so far, Kiko, David, Striker, Toxic Planet, Alan Liam, and Brian B, and the Walkers are the only drivers to not have a time penalty. And yeah, Marcus is also starting to catch up to David, but Batmato's starting to catch up to Marcus as well. So
yeah,
we could see a 3-way battle for P1.
Of course, for Batmato it would be important to get past Marcus, to, even though he has a time penalty, Marcus has a time penalty as well, to stay ahead of him. Zaymore again gets past Toxic Planet. Striker now gets a time penalty, and another time penalty.
Rigo gets another time penalty as well.
And now we see Alan Liam against Toxic Planet. No, he can't get past yet. And now Brian B actually is closing in. That makes it more interesting because Brian B at the moment isn't in the points yet. So he will fight to get up into the points. As Rigo is closing in as well because Rigo has the best tires.
Yeah. It's going to be a 4-way battle once Brian B catches up to the pack. And maybe it'll turn into a 5-way battle. Yeah, it could turn into a 5-way battle once Zaymore, Toxic Planet, Alium, and Brian B and Rigo catch up to Striker. And yeah.
Toxic Planet, as Bad Matter got past Hazio Marcus, and his teammate got past Seymour.
Here comes Alan Liam. Down the inside he goes, and he does get past Zaymore.
Yep. Seymour wants to go down the inside of turn 5, but no chance at all. Stays in B10. And with 5 laps remaining.
Yeah. I didn't realize this until I was looking at the track map, but yeah, Bad Battle's currently ahead of Marcus, but I think Marcus is going to be able to get past again? No, not yet.
Didn't see that Marcus was actually opening his DRS.
And now David is starting to have a gap that's slightly bigger than ahead of Batmato. So we could see Batmato performing an Alonso here.
Yeah, I mean, as long David doesn't get a time penalty, which he's pretty far from doing so, there's no chance for Batmato or Marcus to actually get into P1 because of the time penalty, because of that 3 seconds. But I guess if he makes a little mistake or if you put him under pressure, it might happen.
Currently, Batmato and Marcus will have 3-second time penalties each. Tutorilla has 11 seconds worth of a time penalty. Evil Chris and Striker and Strategy have 3 seconds worth of time penalty. Zaymore has 6 seconds worth of a time penalty, and Rico has 12 seconds worth of a time penalty. So, it's generally going to be interesting to see how this will all play. And is Kiko going to get past Tutorilla? Yes, he does. Kiko sends it down the inside and gets past Tutorilla.
Toxic Planet and Alan Liam will both get past Striker. Now we see Alan Liam going for a move against Toxic Planet. Down the inside, yes he does. Up into P7.
Yeah, in this 5-way battle, Alan Liam currently leads the pack. But there's going to be a DRS train.
Yeah, and now the two Alpha Tauri fight. As Brian B gets past his teammate Toxic Planet down the inside of Alan Liam into turn 5. 5 for P7, and there was a bit of contact. Toxic Planet losing the car. Striker getting past Toxic Planet into P8. And now Brian B won't get past Toxic Planet this lap, but 3.5 laps remaining.
Yeah, this is an interesting battle right here. Tisei sets another fastest lap time, 107.5. So, yeah, he's just guessing he's just gonna get that extra. He's just trying to push for an extra point. Despite not being in the points position, he will, if he keeps up this if he keeps the record of the fastest lap in this race, then yeah, he'll just get 1 point.
Kiko and Tutu will still change positions, so both of them have good pace. And they are actually catching up to Marcus, and it does get darker. Maybe we do see some rain at the end of the race.
It is starting to get cloudy. I mean, can't guarantee if we get rain, but
no, I mean, if we get rain, it won't be enough for a pit stop, because David is now about to cross the line for the pre-ultimate lap, as Marcus crashes into the back of that Batmato, which means there's one more. Oh, and Evil Chris spun. I just saw a flag. Evil Chris spun, and will lose points.
Oh no.
Oh.
So yeah, we're on the penultimate lap so far. David is building a big gap ahead of Batmato, and Marcus is absolutely frustrated right now because
I think he's saving ERS. I think he's saving ERS, or Batmato really on the brakes quite early. I think Marcus is saving ERS for the last lap to make a move then.
Evil Chris will retire in the pits. His race is over, and Yeah, Batmodel's really pulling off a Fernando Alonso. And
Yeah,
if you
I mean,
watch
that-
if you watch the Monaco Grand Prix yesterday, you'll know that Fernando Alonso, the master of defense, he was defending against Lewis Hamilton throughout the second half of the race, which caused a big line to form up behind Fernando Alonso. And yeah, although
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
mean-
there's going to be many cars lined up.
No, and now HJ Marcus is lining up. Oh, but Mado trying to defend, and Marcus will get the better racing line. He will get the DRS, and they shouldn't lose too much time. Kiko is gaining, and Kiko has no time penalties. Oh, and
Oh!
what? Oh,
Did
that's
you see that?
McLaren's fault. That I saw that, and that's the McLaren's fault. Definitely, he was moving.
Oh!
He was. I mean, yeah, but that. I think Pat Matters would get a time penalty for that. I mean, I'm not a steward or something, but that was
I thought Marcus
pretty
would end up.
dangerous.
I thought Marcus would end up losing his tire, but
Yeah, I'm not sure how strong that Ferrari is, but that's definitely a tank. How that's still one. Look at the front wing. Not even the whole front wing is broken. It's just the front right end plate, which is broken.
oh
But
yeah,
he would definitely lose the podium. He would definitely lose the podium to Kiko.
yeah, and yeah, Tuturula
actually
also
is
gets
fair enough
past
to let them
Marcus.
pass. Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually is fair enough to let them pass, which is pretty fair.
So
David
for
wins. For the
David wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's his 4th win in a row, which was a 4-win streak. Oh, Tuturula gets another 5-second penalty for an unserved
the
penalty.
One. That's the one you mentioned with the pit entry, where it was too fast into the pits. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff from David. Amazing pace, control to race.
Striker had a-
and Liam.
Striker
Yeah.
had a pretty solid performance as well. He finishes in P9
Yeah, definitely.
after starting in P16. So
Also Brian B starting I think P14 or P15. One of both. I think P15. Now in P7. So I guess good performance by him as well.
yeah. And Sergio Tuesday will cross the line right now.
And get
And-
again the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Yeah. And the driver of the day will go to Brian B.
Brian B, yes. Because he made up a few more positions than Striker, but again, great race from both, great recovery race, and I think David, of course, winning his 4th race in a row in the season. I think it's 5th race in total, or maybe his 6th? No, probably his 5th race in total after winning the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Pretty amazing performance this season.
That was, but yeah, it's been an amazing season, an amazing race as well, and yeah. So, Marcus already the world champion, which was confirmed last week. David wins today's race, and that's the end of the season. It's been an absolute honor to commentate this division for this season. I had an absolute blast commentating, and I'm sure you had a blast as well, James. It was a pleasure
it's all amazing.
commentating with
I mean,
you.
Yeah, I really hope next season, again, Division 8 on Mondays will be possible with us too. That was so much fun.
And yeah, get hyped up for F1 22, everybody, which will come out next month. And if you pre-order the Champions Edition, you'll be able to play a few days earlier than July 1st. So that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, this has been United Racing League Division 8, Season number 4. This was the final race at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Do you have anything to say?
Thanks for having you here, and I'm looking forward to next season, Division 8, of course, because I will stay here, and yeah, have a great Monday.
Yep, enjoy the day, everybody, and for our American fans, happy Memorial Day.